death has taken her beloved Evelyn Goldstein. As friends and family, we grieve in this darkened world. In your silence, there is lamentation. In your tears, there is loneliness. Lost in your sorrow, may you find the presence of loving friends and family and community. For Evelyn's love that united all of you in life, in which death cannot sever. For her companionship that you shared along the path of life, it continues now through the blessing of memory, for the gifts of her heart and her mind that brought you so much joy. They are all now a precious, precious remembrance. And for all these and more, we give our thanks to God. In times like this, these times of grief, we turn to our sacred texts, our scriptures. They bring us the ever-new message of God's nearness. They tell of our connections with our Creator. In light as in darkness, in joy as in sorrow, in life as in death. And so we begin with the words of the 23rd Psalm. Adonai ro'i lo echzar v'nodesha yarbitzeni. Al mei minochot yanchileni nafshi yeshovev. Yancheni b'mangalei tzedek lema'an shlomo. Gam ki elech b'geit tzamavet. Lo ira ra ki ata imadi. Shiftecha u'mishantecha hema yachamuni. Ta'aroch lefanai shochan neged tzorai. Dishanta v'shemen roshi kosir v'vaya. Achtov v'chesed yabdefuni kol yomei chayai. V'shavti b'veit Adonai le'orech yamim. God is my shepherd, and I shall not want. God makes me lie down in green pastures, leads me beside still waters, and restores my soul. You lead me in right paths for the sake of your name. Even when I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You have set a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. I shall dwell in the house of God forever. From the words of the 121st Psalm, a song of hope. Esa enai el heharim, ma'ayin yavo ezri, ezri me'im Adonai oseh shamayim va'aretz. I lift my eyes to the mountains. What is the source of my help? My help comes from Adonai, maker of heaven and earth. God will not let your foot give way, your protector will not slumber. See, the protector of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. God is your guardian. God is your protection at your right hand. The sun will not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. God will guard you from all harm. God will guard your soul, your going and your coming, now and forever. And from the words of Ecclesiastes that speak to us of the cycles of birth and of death, לכל זמן ועת לכל חפץ תחת השמיים, עת ללדת ועת למות. For everything there is indeed a season, a time for every experience under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot what is planted, a time to tear down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to grieve and a time to dance, a time to throw stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to seek and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to discard, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep silent and a time to speak. I'd like to invite Elaine forward to share a particularly meaningful song. You lit up song, may the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, O God. Birth is a beginning and death a destination. But life is a journey, a going, growing from stage to stage, from childhood to maturity and youth to age, from innocence to awareness and ignorance to knowing, from foolishness to discretion and then perhaps to wisdom, from weakness to strength or strength to weakness and often back again, from health to sickness, and back we pray to health again. From offense to forgiveness, from loneliness to love, from joy to gratitude, from pain to compassion, and grief to understanding, from fear to faith, from defeat to defeat to defeat, until looking backward or ahead, we see that victory lies not at some high place along the way, but in having made the journey, stage by stage, a sacred pilgrimage. Birth is a beginning and death a destination, but life is a journey, a sacred pilgrimage made stage by stage, from birth to death to life everlasting. I invite Darlene forward to share some of her thoughts.
Thank you all for coming to the celebration of the life of my dear mom, Evelyn Goldstein, who lived to the age of 94. Our family had vacationed every spring to visit my parents at Colony Cove Mobile Home Park in Ellenton, Florida. A few years ago, I decided to ask my parents to help me write first my dad's life story, then last year, my mom's life story. My mom inquired why I was doing this, and I candidly answered, "It's for your eulogy." She looked a little surprised, but proceeded to discuss her life. Anyone who knows me is aware that I pay attention to extreme detail, and I like to plan ahead and be prepared. So this has helped me to speak today. So here goes. My mom, Evelyn Goldstein, was born on November 19th, 1925 in Brooklyn, New York. Her parents, Ida and Zalman, or Sam as he is known, came from Russia. Evelyn had 4 siblings: Morris, Sydney, Sylvia, and Eddie. Evelyn was the second youngest child. Evelyn's dad had advised her to take up a commercial course in high school, so she took bookkeeping and typing. She got a job after graduating in Manhattan at Dalek Desk Company. She met Abe at a dance in New York City. Abe had just been honorably discharged from the Air Force. Abe and Evelyn rode home together on the subway. They lived only a few blocks apart on Chester Street in Brooklyn. On the way home, Abe discussed his experience in the service, and Evelyn listened attentively, but was unable to talk as she had laryngitis. Abe realized he enjoyed her company so much because she never interrupted him. When Abe realized that he and Evelyn lived so close, he asked her out on a date. They dated for 6 months and then they got married. While courting, Abe took Evelyn out during the day and another man took Evelyn out at night. The other man was a pen pal that she met during the war while working in a civil service job for the Army. A girlfriend had told her to write to him. He was also in the service. Evelyn told Abe that she told Abe and the other man that she was dating both of them at the same time, and then the other man dropped out. Evelyn attended Camp Unity with her family, while there she wrote to Abe and told him that she missed him and confessed her love for him. When she came home from camp, Abe told her that he wasn't experienced enough or ready to go steady with Evelyn. This made Evelyn angry and embarrassed, and she remembered the time that she mailed a letter proclaiming her love to Mr. Gottlieb, her high school music theory and harmony teacher. This teacher had advised her that if his wife saw the letter, he would be in big trouble. Evelyn sought the advice of her father's brother, Uncle Joe. Joe told her that Abe and Evelyn should separate for a while and just date other people. After about a week, Abe contacted Evelyn and took her out for an ice cream sundae with vanilla ice cream, thick walnuts, hot fudge, whipped cream, and a cherry on top. Evelyn was smitten. Abe told Evelyn that he'd like to start dating Evelyn again and that she had good common sense, which she appreciated. During their courtship, Abe taught Evelyn how to ride a bike, and they enjoyed biking in Canarsie. They went rowing in Central Park. One of the highlights of Evelyn's early life at around age 20 was touring amateur nights at movie houses with other young adults. One of her performances was playing the shepherd's pipe. Oh, I have it here. This I found in her room. It's even got lipstick on the cork. She had pneumonia as a 10-year-old girl and was sent to a convalescent home for about a week. One of the counselors taught the children how to make different arts and crafts. Among them were bamboo shepherd's pipes. So when Evelyn came home, there was a little table in their living room made of brown bamboo wood. Evelyn's mom allowed her to cut up the table to make a shepherd's pipe, and that started her hobby. The performance was Begin the Beguine by Cole Porter, which she taught to play herself just by ear. She performed this with a live orchestra. Abe and his mom, Betty, my grandma, attended this performance even though Abe was ill with a fever. A week later, Evelyn received a call informing her that she won the radio audience vote for the performance. She won a Bulova watch, and she returned a week later to play it again with a live orchestra. She also appeared on the Ted Mack Amateur Hour while married and living in Erie. She played Whistle a Happy Tune on her shepherd's pipe. She was recorded on TV. More recently, she loved hearing her granddaughter Elaine singing and playing her guitar. Evelyn and Abe were married on March 22nd, 1947, in a basement of a rabbi's home in Brooklyn, New York. They were married for 72 blissful years. Evelyn and Abe moved to Erie after Abe completed optometry school in Boston. They raised 3 daughters, Diane, Judy, and me, Darlene. Evelyn's career involved bookkeeping, and she eventually worked as Abe's optometric assistant doing visual training. But more importantly, she was a loving and attentive stay-at-home mom to me and my sisters, and later a loving grandmother to Stephen and Elaine. I remember growing up, my mom was always there for me, always loving and cheering me on in everything I did. She wasn't really a good cook, but I wasn't a picky eater either. And I loved her frozen TV dinners, canned soups, and her frozen pot pies. She did occasionally make some meals from scratch, and friends of mine fondly recall times when she would drop a whole meatloaf on the floor or a whole chicken on the floor, but no worries. She would just wash it off in the kitchen sink, and we were good to go. As an adult, when I would cook a simple meal for her and my dad by following a recipe, she would refer to me as a gourmet cook. Some of Evelyn's favorite things were playing games, traveling, musical shows, her pet cats, eating at buffets, and watching TV shows. She liked game shows, interesting documentary or reality shows, and other shows like Mysteries at the Museum, My 600-Pound Life, Naked and Afraid, and The Twilight Zone, of course. She lovingly tolerated Abe watching his championship wrestling, which he still does. Abe and Evelyn enjoyed traveling to various elder hostels. They went to the Caribbean, Mexico, Hawaii, San Francisco, and Israel. And for many years, they went to the Canadian National Exhibition in Toronto. While living at Colony Cove, they enjoyed going to theme parks like Disney World and Busch Gardens, to the casino at the Hard Rock Cafe, but they didn't gamble much. They mainly went for the experience and to enjoy the food. I remember as a child and teenager, about 3 card tables set up in my living room, which is still my current home. All the Mahjong ladies were talking and clacking their Mahjong tiles. I thought this was a game for a bunch of old ladies, and now it's my all-time favorite game. I have my own Maj ladies, and they're my dear friends, and they're all younger than me. I want to tell you a little story while I was recently in Florida. I was there taking care of my mom during her final days, and I went to play Maj at Harmony Hall twice with Evelyn's Maj friends. The first time I played, when I returned home, my mom had passed. I played again a week later. Pam, the lady who runs the Maj group, realized she was missing one of her tiles when she was setting up the game, so I drove back home to get my mom's Maj set. After setting up to play, I picked 4 jokers, and I won the game. Then every game I played, I had at least 3 jokers, which that never happens. I won 3 games that day. And I called this the Evelyn effect. And I said that my mom must have been watching over me. Another cute anecdote that her Mahjong friends told me, Evelyn enjoyed playing Scrabble and Words with Friends online with people all over the world. She told them at times that men would chat with her online and say flirty things like, "Hi, sweetie, where do you live?" She would inform them that she was in her 90s, and then they would just leave her alone. She also said that almost everyone she played with asked her about her age, and when she told them how old she was, they would often stop playing with her. She asked her friend Pam if she should lie about her age. Pam told her to tell them that she was actually older than she really was, and Evelyn thought that was just too funny. Pam told Evelyn that people playing with her were just intimidated by her age and probably couldn't understand how she could possibly be beating them. Pam also relayed that she was at Abe and Evelyn's home to help with their computers a couple of times, and that Evelyn was so proud of the pictures that my dad had hanging all over the place. At one time, he was into coloring pencil by number animal scenes, and all of these were posted all over their mobile home. Pam said you can really tell that they loved each other. Everyone I have talked to who knew my mom remembered her for her friendly words and always having a smile on her face. It's comforting to me that she acknowledged that she had a rich, full life with no regrets, and she and my dad strongly believe that we will all be together again someday. Mom, I love you forever. Here's her Maj card too.
Let's invite dear friend Jan Mandel forward to read a poem.
grieves for her mother. A unique thing, this mother-daughter relationship. When the daughter is a child, the mother is all-powerful, all loving, all giving, all coaxing, all punishing, all rewarding. The mother nurtures the daughter with all means of sustenance. The mother is always there to tend to the skinned knees and elbows, the skinned ego, and later the skinned heart. That person wasn't for you is her bandage. As the daughter grows, the mother becomes a sister, a friend. She's there for the happy times. She is the happy times. The mother's youth surfaces with her grandson as she watches him grow and nourishes him. Mother is helpmate to daughter. Tragedy, mother is all consoling. Mother is there for daughter. The daughter becomes ill. Mother is there for daughter. A unique thing, this mother-daughter relationship. And then the mother becomes ill. Daughter is there for mother. Who is the mother now? Who is the daughter? The daughter is all loving, all giving. She is there for the mother. Thoughts of childhood race through her mind. Why does it have to be like this? The mother no longer seems to know the daughter, but how can we be sure? The mother must feel the daughter's love in some way. Yes, in some way she must feel that love, for the daughter still feels it. A unique thing, this mother-daughter relationship. The mother dies. The daughter at first feels relief. No more suffering, she is at peace. And then comes an overwhelming sadness. The daughter realizes that her creator, her nurturer, her sister, her friend is gone. She tried to grasp the life that was her mother's, and hers is gone. Her happy memories will soon dispel the grief, but today, a daughter grieves for her mother. A unique thing, that mother-daughter relationship.
From the modern poet. When I die, if you need to weep, cry for someone walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around others and give them what you need to give me. You can love me most by letting hands touch hands and souls touch souls. You can love me most by sharing your joys and multiplying your good deeds. You can love me most by letting me live in your eyes and on your mind. And when you say Kaddish for me, remember what our Torah teaches, that love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. God of life, amid the ceaseless tides of change which sweep away the generations, your love remains to comfort us and give us hope. Around us are life and death, decay and renewal, the flowing rhythm that all things must obey. Our life is a dance to a song that we cannot even hear. Its melody flows through us for a little while, and then it stops. Where does the melody go? In darkness as in light. We turn to you, the source of life, and the answer to all its mysteries. I invite you all now to please rise for Evelyn Rachamim, the memorial prayer. El Melech Rachamim, Shochein Bamromim, Hamtzei Menucha Nochona Tachat Kanfei Hashchina, Im Kedoshim, Utohorim Kazahar Harikia Mazhirim, Et Nishmat Chava Bat Shmuel Shahalcha La'olama, Baal Harachamim, Yasireha Beseter Knafav Rumim, Vayitzror Bitzror Chaim Et Nishmata, Adonai Hunachlata V'tanuach B'shalom Al Mishkava, V'nomar. Amen. Compassionate God, eternal Spirit of the universe, grant perfect rest in your sheltering presence to Evelyn Goldstein, Chava Bat Shmuel, who has entered eternity. God of mercy, Let her find refuge in the shadow of your wings, and let her soul be bound up in the bond of everlasting life. God is her inheritance. May she rest now in peace, as together we say. Amen. The origins of Kaddish are mysterious. Angels are said to have brought it down from the heavens. It possesses amazing power. If there's any bond strong enough to chain heaven to earth, it is this prayer. It keeps the living together and forms a bridge to the mysterious realm of the dead. It is perhaps the guardian of the people by whom alone it is uttered, and therein lies the warrant of its continuance. Because this prayer does not acknowledge death, because it permits the blossom which has fallen from the tree of humankind to flower and develop again in the human heart, therefore it possesses sanctifying power. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, v'yalmad yivrach v'yutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon, uv'chayei v'chol beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah v'morach v'alam v'lamed amaya, v'yitvarach v'yishtabach v'yitfahar v'yitramam v'yitchaseh, V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei k'udshav v'rahu, Le'ela v'nikol birchata v'shirata, Dushbachata v'nechamata, Damiram v'yalma v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom v'yalma, Uyaseh shalom, Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Please be seated. There is little way to encapsulate such a long and rich, full life as Evelyn's in a few words, in a few songs, in a few readings. And our tradition was wise when it created this concept of Shiva, the concept of coming together as family and community to share. So we have a job this afternoon, this morning. And for the next several days, and the time to come, and our job is to remember, to share ideas, share memories, favorite times together, insights that may not be known with the broader community. And in that way, we cherish Evelyn's memory and we allow her to make this final journey in peace. So we'll adjourn now to our Su'udat Mitzvah, our meal of consolation. And we wish the family strength and healing as you walk this path. Hamakom yinachem etchem b'toch sha'ar avnei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May you all be comforted among all who mourn in Zion and in Jerusalem. Be safe. Amen. Please.